Hello, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video where we bring you stocks based on a variety of discretionary, technical, and quantitative criteria, all of which we're going to break down for you in just a moment. As always, these videos are sponsored by Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock list. You can get access to their stock list with a link in the description of this video. Now, the reason that's important, so the reason we curate based off of a pre-vetted list or universe of stocks like IBD's watch lists, like our own TR150 watch list, is because it sort of layers in the confidence and the conviction in these trade ideas. So we're not just scanning any old stock that's showing up here in the entire universe stock market. We are looking at companies that are showing leadership, that are in long-term uptrends, that perhaps are growing earnings at a faster clip. And so when we stack sort of the fundamental backdrop with technical patterns, that is the lineup. That is sort of the funnel we like to think about when we are doing these videos, when we are presenting these trade ideas. So let's jump into our first idea here. This is CLPT. This comes from just me looking at our universe of stocks and pulling out things that look interesting from a price action perspective. So no specific scan we're looking at here. This is me eyeballing it. CLPT, you can see a couple of things going on here. First, zoom out, take a look at the very strong uptrend over the past 18 months or so, and then look at this nice, healthy consolidation. Certainly a painful, anxiety-driven consolidation for anyone that's been involved in wanting it to just move up. But this has been, if you zoom out, just a very healthy looking consolidation. And now take a look at these past 2 days, or sorry, past 3 days, I suppose. Look at the up volume that's coming in here. Almost 1 million shares going for the second out of the third of the past 3 days here for CLPT. So I like the fact that this has consolidated through time here and moved sideways for these past several months. And now we're getting some heavy volume to the upside here. You could argue it hasn't quite broken back out yet to the upside, but I like the potential. I like this pattern here. ClearPoint, CLPT, keep it on the watch list. If you can get follow through, basically over $22 is probably enough. It all depends, right? Your execution is going to come down to everyone that's watching this individually. So maybe $23 you're waiting for. Maybe you're starting a position today, right? There's a million ways to approach it. You have to do your homework. I can't advise you on the exact buy prices here. Just want to present the strong sort of technical patterns for you to execute on. So CLPT, that's the first idea. Number two is Snap. So Snap is a company I think most people are familiar with now on the social side. And this one here, so if I zoom out and go to weekly time frame, so here's some old levels I've got drawn in here, but essentially this one hasn't quite broken out yet, but it caught my eye just because it had been so strong in 2020 and it did get back up to new highs. And the fact that it's just been sitting up here consolidating pretty orderly fashion. You've got just this nice sort of technical base that is developed. I'm not sure if this is going to break out, right? We're still waiting and seeing here, but I like the potential. I like the potential for Snap here to start moving. If it can get over, call it $66, then there's definitely some nice room to the upside here to continue on and start to break out in trend. So Snap, that's the second idea coming from the sort of discretionary bucket. Now let's move on to some technical stock scans. So these are very rigid criteria. These are code that I have written for TC2000 that are looking for specific patterns. And let's run through a couple of them here today. So the first one is POWW. So this one here is hitting our fresh breakout scan. And this breakout scan is identifying a shorter term sort of breakout level. So it's really looking at this right in here. Shouldn't have used the long line. Let's do this one here. So it's sort of looking at this little shelf of highs and recent resistance here. And it's looking at today's action. It's looking at the volume that's coming in, and it's looking at the fact that, it's been in an uptrend. And this is from this technical scan's perspective, a breakout. Now, it's a shorter term breakout. Once again, some traders like to wait till this is over, maybe $7.85, and some are even waiting for just, the pivot up here at $10 to get taken out and make fresh new highs. So whatever you want to execute on is totally fine with me, but the way I'm looking at this and the way the scan is looking at this is we're getting a breakout here, heavier volumes coming in, and again, it's kind of looks like the CLPT pattern where you've got this just on a smaller scale. You've got the strong uptrend, you've got the consolidation that is taking place, and now you're looking to see if this can start breaking out and resuming the new highs here. So this is called our fresh breakout scan. You can download this on our website if you're a TC2000 user to look for opportunities just like this. The number 2 name is APO, and this is Apollo Global. This is in the financial services sector. And if we zoom out here, let's go to a weekly chart. You can see you got this beautiful breakout that basically occurred here over the course of April, May, and it cleared through kind of multi-year highs on that breakout. And then just take a look at how tight this stock has gone here. And this is a lower beta stock, so it is in the financial services space. So it's not, a high-flying, low-cap tech name, but it still can get some juice behind it when it's working in the right direction. And what this is hitting is our Bollinger Band squeeze scan. So let's switch over to Bollinger Bands and then take a look at what the Bollinger Bands are doing here. These are just standard 2 and 20 Bollinger Bands, kind of the default settings. You can see how they're pinching together. They're very narrow right now compared to basically any other point in this chart. You can see they are the most close together, the upper band and the lower band. And so what that tells us is we've got contraction, we've got volatility compression, we've got sideways movement. And when we get that type of movement at a good spot, and so I consider APO to be at a pretty good spot here, sitting above the prior breakout highs and consolidating just under all-time highs, then you're looking for that breakout. You're looking for that expansion in volatility. We'd be looking at it for the upside. So if this can start clearing over 58.30, looks pretty good to me for a breakout trade. So keep an eye on that one. APO hitting our Bollinger Band squeeze scan. Now, I wanted to finish with 2 bearish ideas, and there are actually a decent amount of stocks hitting our sell side screeners or our bearish stock scans. The first is Dollar Tree. And this one here, again, so this has been, if we zoom out here, it's been a pretty good mess for the past 3 years or so, 4 years, really just going sideways, hasn't been able to break out. But what's this current scan is picking up here is a bearish engulfing bar. So you can see it just barely opened above the body of yesterday's close, and it is selling off and it is engulfed all of yesterday's action. But what's also interesting about this is you've got this big gap, open gap down here that is not getting filled. So you kind of had this urgency gap down, you tried to bounce back up, you kind of failed, and now you're starting to move back lower. So this here looks like it's in some trouble for Dollar Tree. It is a little extended to the downside, but we've got this bearish engulfing pattern. We've got the open gap down here. It looks like at least maybe for a short-term trade to move back down into the 96 area. And then if it starts losing the March pivot, then you certainly have more room to fall back down here. So short-term trend down, open gap is still in place. Bearish engulfing bar. Let's see how this one shakes out into the end of the week. And then last but not least is RH. This is Restoration Hardware. Now, this has been a very, very strong stock, right? So whenever I try and present short ideas or short setups, especially in long-term uptrend stocks, I do just consider it, I default say you should be a more experienced, advanced trader to counter trend in this type of fashion. So again, disclaimers, throwing them at the wall. Just be careful when you're looking at names like this. I'm just presenting the technical pattern. You have to be able to execute on this yourself. So RH, we've got kind of a similar thing here. So we have this hitting our bear flag or our pullback weakness scan, which is essentially looking for something that looks like a bear flag. So we have a stock that has been in a short-term downtrend. So we're looking at short-term momentum here. So we've got this short-term lower highs and lower lows in place. We have this little sort of bear flag up here, and now we're starting to break down today. It'll be heavier volume by the time this market closes. And so you're getting kind of a move lower here. So again, if you're looking for just a quick couple of day move, you'd be looking into the 600s. Maybe you're, taking 15 points out of this trade to the downside. And if it starts breaking below 600 or 595 or so, then there's lots of room for RH to fall even further. So there's the potential there. And that's the technical setup. That's hitting our bearish weakness scan. So you can find that on our website as well. So that's what I got. I got 2 short ideas, 3 long ideas, and then APO, which is our sideways consolidation, which is pretty much we're leaning on the bullish side, but this could also be traded as to the sell side if this started to break down and lose the old breakout level here. So that's it. 5 names. Let me know what you think below. What is your favorite, or is there anything else that you're looking at today? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you're trading. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in every Wednesday. We do these trade idea videos just like this, so do subscribe to our YouTube channel or stay up to date with everything that we're publishing at thetraderisk.com. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you back here on Friday for the market recap video.